Hey guys, this is bearRimshot's speaking. Now guess what came out today? Disney Infinity 3.0! So, to celebrate the release of Disney Infinity 3.0, I'm definitely going to talk to you guys about my thoughts on D23. Now, for those who don't know what D23 is, D23 is basically like events such as Comic-Con and Star Wars Celebration, only this time it's an event that's considered to be all things Disney. And so yeah, on with my thoughts on D23. Which in this case I'm gonna start off with the movies in this case. So when I first heard, guess what's coming out? Well, let me tell you guys what I think about the movies. Well, beginning with Pixar. The Good Dinosaur, I will say, is gonna be good from what I've seen. Yeah, sure, maybe no Land Before Time nor Dinosaur, but I have an optimistic feeling that it's gonna be even way better than Walking with Dinosaurs. And then, after The Good Dinosaur would be released, Pixar is pretty much going to make nothing but sequels. How do I feel about that? Well, when it comes to sequels, I'm usually very optimistic about, just as long as they have any good ideas in mind when speaking about the story. And let me tell you what do I think about each sequel that's coming out from Pixar. The first one being, of course, Finding Dory, which I will say I'm definitely excited about that. As for The Incredibles, what do I think about the idea of The Incredibles 2? I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. Out of all the upcoming sequels that Pixar will be working on, The Incredibles 2 is going to be the most exciting one for me. And how do I feel about a Toy Story 4, you guys may ask? Well, I hate to admit this, people, I really do not mind a Toy Story 4. Look, I know a lot of you feel that Toy Story 3 ended perfectly the way it is, though I do have some great news regarding to Toy Story 4. Not only will John Lasseter be directing Toy Story 4, but also it's going to feature not just Woody appearing in Toy Story 4, but also one old character from the first two films that sadly did not appear in Toy Story 3 that will be appearing in Toy Story 4 will be, of course. Now, do you guys remember Bo Peep? Well, whether you believe it or not, Bo Peep is thankfully going to return in Toy Story 4. And I know what some of you are probably going to be thinking after already watching casual reviews with bearRimshot Return to Neverland. Oh, how do you like John Lasseter, even if you think it was a dumb move for him to cancel future sequels to the animated classics? Well, look, even with that, I still love John Lasseter even up to this day. It's just that, well, I'm just one of those very few Disney fans who found it to be a very, very dumb move for John Lasseter to cancel future sequels. However, that does not stop me from loving John Lasseter. I mean, me saying that I would hate John Lasseter because of the cancellation of future sequels to the animated classics, that would be just like me saying that I would hate George Lucas just because of how bad Strange Magic is. So anyways, as for what I think about the idea of a Cars 3, I don't know what to say about that, people. I mean, when it comes to the Cars franchise, I find the Cars movies and the Planes movies to be just okay at best. I don't necessarily find them to be the greatest movies out there, but out of all the films that Pixar has made, the Cars movies just gotta be my least favorite. Well, the Cars franchise will be considered as my least favorite franchise that Pixar has ever done, also including spin-off Planes. However, if there's one Cars movie that I ultimately hated, let's just say it's Wings. Why? Well, considering the fact, They're made by that god-awful Brazilian animation studio called Video Branquito. And yes, people, I'm talking, of course, the same guys who have also made terrible, cheap knockoffs based off of films we all love to, like Ratatouille, which is basically a rip-off of Ratatouille. So anyways, and also, in case you guys are wondering what do I think of what Walt Disney Animation Studios has gathered, I will say this: it's great to see them do Zootopia as well as Giants. However, one thing about, speaking of regular Disney animation, that I feel disappointed about would be, of course, the fact that not only have they not said any words regarding to Frozen 2 and Wreck-It Ralph 2, but also the worst part being, of course, it's a shame that Disney Toon Studios did not talk about what's going on with regard to upcoming projects. As you guys can tell, the last film that Disney Toon Studios has worked on would be, of course, was a Tinkerbell movie that came out this year. Forgot the name of it. I believe it's Legend of the Never Beast. Well, anyways, so there's one criticism that I do have regarding to the movies that were at D23. I will say this, people. There are two disappointment things I have to say about D23 for this year. One, they've been announcing a bunch of live-action remakes, which I personally think are unnecessary, like Beauty and the Beast, The Jungle Book, and all those things. I mean, what's the point in remaking them in live action? However, if there's one animated movie, Disney movie, that I do not mind seeing get a live-action remake, it's The Little Mermaid. Well, for more personal reasons, that is. So, the rest, however, I think are totally, utterly unnecessary. I mean, I'm not only is it disappointing to see that they would make more live-action remakes of some very beloved animated classics, but also the worst part, another worst thing that happened will be, of course, it's really disappointing to see that Disney Toon Studios I haven't seen any new projects coming from Disney Toon Studios. I mean, in case if you guys have not noticed by now, I already created a petition to Disney to make more sequels. In case if you guys have not signed it yet, it'll be great if you guys can help me sign it and then, of course, share it. The link to my petition is down in the description below. So anyways, and then, of course, there's Star Wars Episode 7, which I will say, looks really good, and I'm definitely, not only is there the Star Wars sequel trilogy to look forward to, and then there are the spin-off movies including Rogue One, and then there might be a Boba Fett spin-off film, whether you guys believe it or not. And what do I think about regarding to the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I will say this, people, that I am happy about the fact that at least we will be seeing Spider-Man joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe, beginning with Phase 3 with Captain America Civil War. You know, the third Captain America movie. However, the sad part is that the Amazing Spider-Man universe will not connect with will not be connecting with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and instead, the people at Marvel will reboot Spider-Man, which is not a problem, just as long as they can bring in great actors and have a great story in mind. So anyways, now I'm done talking about the movies that have been announced at D23 this year. Let's talk about, of course, the video games. Now, first off, I'm going to start off talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, what can I say to people? I like Kingdom Hearts only when the story is well executed. Even with my disappointment over Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm still open-minded to see what Kingdom Hearts 3 has got to offer. And I'm especially really glad that we're going to see a world based off of not just Big Hero 6 join Kingdom Hearts 3, but also Tangled as well. Although I would love it if I can see Jane from Return to Neverland join Kingdom Hearts. That would be really, really nice if Jane from Return to Neverland can join Kingdom Hearts. And the same can also be said about Disney Infinity, which I'll get into more about later in this vlog. So anyways, I'm surprised that I haven't seen any confirmation based off Marvel and Star Wars. And if you guys ask me how do I truly feel about Star Wars joining Kingdom Hearts 3, well, it's not a problem for me at all. However, it would be best that they should begin with the prequels. Why the prequels? Well, in the words of VG Retro, you've always got to start with the beginning. Look, I know not a lot of you like the Star Wars prequels, and I can totally understand that. Now, for those who disliked The Phantom Menace, if you guys want to imagine better on what Star Wars and Kingdom Hearts 3 would look like, I highly recommend you to go check out the belated media video based on how Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace should have been, how Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace should have been. The link to that video is also down in the description below as well. So anyways, as for what I think about the Star Wars Battlefront remake, I will admit it's great to see that I can do dogfight. However, I'm still disappointed about the fact that there won't be any Clone Wars in the new and upcoming Star Wars Battlefront remake, which I think is just bullcrap right here. And as for my thoughts on Disney Infinity 3.0, I will say this, people, that I am happy about the fact that some new figures have been announced, including 3 new characters, all of which are going to come from upcoming films, consisting of the 2 main characters from Zootopia, Nick and Judy, as well as the boy from The Good Dinosaur. I forgot his name. Anyways, how do I feel about Peter Pan appearing to be the player's pick for Disney Infinity 3.0? I will say this, people, that I am happy for the fact that Peter Pan will be joining the lineup. However, I would love it if I can see both Jane and Captain Hook join Disney Infinity. And thank God they did not choose Wendy. And thank God Wendy Darling did not win. Want to know why? I prefer Jane over Wendy Darling. Now, if you guys really do want to know not just why I like Jane best, but also why I would ever consider including Jane appearing in epic battles with a bigger role, Chris Jones has brought up some really good points about why Jane can be a likable character. The link to that same video that Chris Jones did about Jane is also down in the description below as well. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, all I have to say. And I hope you all have a magical day today.